Let's talk about something real, something that breaks relationships before they ever begin. Emotional avoidance. You know the type. They pull back when things get close. They change the subject. They ghost you for 3 days after a great date. And you start asking yourself, is it me? Let me tell you, it's not. But it is something you can understand. And when you understand it, you can change everything. Here are 6 powerful truths, 6 steps to making someone with avoidant tendencies feel safe enough to love you. Don't chase what's not choosing you. Your energy is too sacred to waste on running after confusion. Silence speaks louder than desperation. When you hold space, you tell the universe you know your worth. You don't have to beg for love that's meant for you. Real connection doesn't require pursuit. It requires presence. When you stop chasing, you start attracting. Magnetism is born in stillness, not in striving. Let people show you who they are without your interference. The truth surfaces when you stop trying to control the outcome. Holding space is not passive. It's powerful restraint, the kind that demands strength most people fear to embody. You teach people how to treat you by what you allow, what you chase, and what you walk away from. If you have to constantly prove your value, you've already given it away. You are not for everyone, and that truth should liberate you, not limit you. Let go of trying to be seen. When you hold space, the right eyes will notice. Being available to everyone makes your presence ordinary. Protect your energy like your life depends on it, because it does. Chasing is rooted in fear, fear of abandonment, fear of rejection, fear of being alone. But power is in stillness. You don't need to fix, force, or follow. You just need to be fully and unapologetically. Real connection flows. It doesn't require convincing, proving, or pleading. Those who are aligned with your frequency will meet you in your stillness, not your chaos. Holding space is trusting that what's real will remain and what's not will fall away without your help. You lose nothing by walking away from what isn't aligned. You only lose what was never yours. Peace is the new high. It comes not from having, but from letting go of what disturbs your soul. When you chase, you shrink. When you hold space, you rise. Energy doesn't lie. If it feels like you're forcing it, you probably are. Stop watering dead soil, hoping flowers will bloom. Life doesn't thrive in places it's not meant to be. You are not meant to be consumed by others. You are meant to be met, not chased after or explained. If they're not ready for you, it's not your job to wait. It's your job to walk. When you hold space, you raise your standards. You show the world what you won't settle for. There is a difference between love and attachment. One frees you, the other drains you. You can love deeply and still choose distance if your peace is at risk. Let your absence teach what your presence never could. The right person won't confuse you. They will clarify everything just by being. When you stop begging for love, you start receiving respect. If you have to lose yourself to keep someone, you've already lost. Holding space is saying, I'm here, but only if it's mutual, only if it's true. You do not have to chase love. You have to become it. When you protect your energy, you elevate your experience. The moment you stop chasing is the moment you reclaim your power. Chasing affirms lack. Holding space affirms abundance. You can't outrun loneliness by filling your space with half-hearted people. There's bravery in patience, strength in surrender, and power in pause. You are not behind. You are exactly where your healing is happening. Don't chase closure. Your peace does not depend on their explanation. Silence is not empty. It's full of answers. The wrong people will always feel wrong, even when you try to make them right. Your worth doesn't fluctuate based on someone's inability to see it. It's not rejection. It's redirection, protection, and sometimes resurrection. When you stop chasing, you stop bleeding for those who wouldn't even hand you a bandage. Being alone is better than being with someone who makes you feel lonely. There's nothing more magnetic than a person who chooses peace over performance. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is leave the room with your dignity intact. In stillness, you hear your own voice again, strong, clear, unwavering. You don't need to chase to be chosen. You only need to stand still long enough to be found. Your time, energy, and heart are not on discount. Only those who value you will pay the full price. Every time you hold space instead of chasing, you call your power back home. Consistency is the force that turns dreams into reality. It's the silent engine behind every legendary success. When talent rests, consistency trains. When motivation fades, consistency moves forward. The world applauds results, but those results are built in the unseen hours of relentless repetition. It's not about doing great things once. It's about doing the right things over and over until greatness is inevitable. Champions aren't born on game day. They're forged in the quiet mornings when nobody is watching. Excuses scream louder than discipline, but consistency always wins the argument. Progress whispers at first, but it shouts for those who never stop showing up. Most people wait to feel ready. Those who succeed act regardless. The disciplined do it anyway. When distractions multiply, consistency is the anchor. The grind doesn't care how you feel. Showing up tired is better than not showing up at all. You don't rise by chance. You rise by choice. Consistency teaches patience, and patience breeds results. The small steps repeated daily will outrun the occasional leap. You can't cheat consistency. It knows your effort and mirrors it back. Your habits shape your future more than your intentions. One committed action daily beats bursts of motivation followed by silence. Comfort zones dissolve under consistent pressure. You earn trust, respect, and mastery not by talking, but by proving it daily. Consistency breaks resistance. It builds mental muscle and kills hesitation. Every time you choose discipline, you vote for your future. You are building something when you think nothing is happening. Keep laying bricks. The ones who keep showing up win over the ones who show off. When it feels slow, you're planting seeds. Water them with discipline. Your energy might run out, but routine keeps moving. Consistency doesn't seek permission. It shows up whether you're celebrated or ignored. It's easy to be great once. It's rare to be reliable. You become unstoppable when consistency becomes your standard, not your struggle. Your struggle. The path is paved with boring, relentless commitment. Real growth hides in the repetition. Don't chase motivation, train commitment. Most people quit too early. Consistency outlasts doubt. You don't need intensity. You need longevity. It's not the fire that burns brightest. It's the one that never goes out. Every time you follow through, you silence your inner critic. Commitment speaks louder than intention. Most will stop. You won't. Most need hype. You've got hunger. Consistency isn't sexy, but it's what separates amateurs from professionals. While others scroll, you're sculpting. While they delay, you deliver. When you're consistent, your future becomes predictable in the best way. Mastery is repetition done with purpose. Reputation is earned one action at a time. Every moment you follow through, you prove to yourself that you are who you say you are. Consistency doesn't get easier. You get stronger. Each rep, each task, each practice is a declaration. I'm not quitting. The world forgets what you say, but never forgets what you do consistently. The ones at the top just outlasted the rest. Consistency compounds like interest. Every action becomes momentum. Even on the worst days, action creates clarity. Show up anyway. Results don't respond to your emotions. They respond to your consistency. You build resilience every time you refuse to back down. Skill is built, not gifted, and it's built through repetition. You don't become the best by chance. You grind when it's inconvenient. You sharpen your edge every time you choose the work over the excuse. Stay the course when it's dull, because that's when most fall off. Consistency requires sacrifice, and that's why it's rare. Your success is hiding behind the task you keep putting off. Do it. The winners have bad days too. They just never stop. You're not always going to feel like it, and that's the point. Move regardless. You earn freedom through discipline. You earn mastery through monotony. You don't need to be faster. You need to be consistent. You don't need to be louder. You need to be relentless. While others wait for signs, you become the signal. Do the work, especially when no one claps. Consistency is self-respect in action. Keep promises to yourself louder than you keep promises to others. Grind in silence. Your consistency will make the noise. The world may doubt you, but your effort will testify for you. You either repeat excuses or you repeat execution. You choose. Speaking with calm transforms the energy in any room, shifting tension into clarity and confusion into understanding. When words are delivered with steadiness, they carry weight beyond their meaning, anchoring the listener's attention and opening their heart. The power of calm speech is in its ability to disarm anger, soothe anxiety, and create space for reason to flourish. Calmness is not weakness. It is the strength to hold yourself grounded when everything around you tries to pull you into chaos. Every syllable spoken without haste invites trust and respect, breaking down barriers that noise and frenzy build up. Calm communication draws others in because it feels safe. It promises that no harm will come from listening. When you speak calmly, you control the atmosphere, steering conversations away from destruction and toward resolution. It's the difference between a spark igniting a fire and a controlled flame that illuminates and warms. People absorb calmness like a bomb. It seeps into their thoughts and changes how they respond. They mirror your stillness, reflecting peace back into the dialogue, creating a powerful ripple effect. The chaos of loud, frantic speech triggers defense mechanisms, causing ears to close and minds to shut down. But calm speech reaches deeper, breaking through resistance and inviting curiosity. It commands presence. It tells the world that you are sure of your message and yourself. It cuts through distractions with precision, delivering impact without the noise. Calm words have a magnetic quality, drawing others not through force, but through quiet confidence. The energy and calmness is undeniable, subtle yet commanding, gentle yet unstoppable. In moments of tension, calmness is the anchor that keeps conversations from capsizing into arguments or misunderstandings. It allows you to pause, reflect, and respond rather than react. This pause gives your words power because they are chosen, not rushed. People remember the way you made them feel more than what you said. When your tone is steady, your message becomes unforgettable. Calmness holds space for empathy, letting you listen deeply before answering with intention. It's a bridge built from understanding, rather than a wall built from frustration. Speaking calmly also reflects mastery over your own emotions, showing that you are not a prisoner of circumstance. This self-control commands admiration and trust because it signals strength under pressure. When others see you speak calmly amid chaos, they look to you for guidance and reassurance. Your calm voice becomes a lighthouse, guiding people safely through storms of confusion and conflict. It is a beacon of hope that shows clarity is possible, even when everything seems unclear. Calm speech is a deliberate act of leadership that inspires cooperation rather than resistance. Words spoken in calmness flow like a river, steady, powerful, and relentless. They do not scream for attention, but earn it with grace and consistency. Calmness invites reflection, giving space for ideas to grow and deepen. It is the art of persuasion without aggression, influence without intimidation. The silence between calm words speaks volumes, allowing meaning to sink in fully and resonate. Calm speech is a master key that unlocks doors others cannot open with loudness or haste. In a world saturated with noise, calm communication stands out like a rare gem, drawing eyes and ears with its unique brilliance. It creates an atmosphere where real connection can flourish because people feel heard and safe. Calm words settle restless minds and open locked hearts, turning potential conflict into collaboration. When you speak with calm, your presence itself becomes a powerful force that reshapes the environment. You show that power lies not in chaos, but in control, not in shouting, but in listening and responding thoughtfully. Every moment you choose calm over chaos, you reclaim your power and influence. You demonstrate that peace is not passive, but active, a force that changes minds and hearts. Calmness in speech does not mean you lack passion. It means your passion is focused, controlled, and impactful. It channels energy into clarity instead of confusion. It is a tool for building bridges, healing wounds, and inspiring action. Calm speech is not just about how you speak, but about the transformation your voice creates in the world around you. When you cultivate calmness, you embody a presence that commands respect without demanding it. Your words become arrows that find their mark because they are guided by intention, not impulse. You create an environment where dialogue thrives and solutions emerge naturally. Calm communication nurtures understanding in ways that chaos never can. It is a skill that turns conflict into cooperation and turmoil into tranquility. This power is yours whenever you choose to speak with calm and not with chaos. The strength of calmness lies in its subtlety, its ability to influence deeply without overwhelming. It is the steady hand that guides storms to calm seas, the quiet voice that steadies shaking hands. Calm speech is a reminder that power does not always roar. Sometimes it whispers and moves mountains. Your calm words create an impact that echoes long after they are spoken, shaping minds, changing perspectives, and inspiring peace. It is the quiet revolution that transforms conflict into connection and chaos into harmony. Allowing someone to own their feelings is one of the most profound acts of respect and empathy we can offer. When we resist the urge to judge or dismiss emotions, we open a space where vulnerability is honored rather than feared. People need to feel the full weight of their emotions, to understand themselves deeply, to grow and to heal. Denying or minimizing their feelings does not protect them. It diminishes their experience and chips away at their self-trust. Every feeling is a signal, a message from within that demands attention. And when we give permission for that message to exist, we empower the person to take control of their inner world. Ownership of feelings means embracing them without shame, without running away, and without masking them for the sake of others' comfort. No one benefits when feelings are shoved under the rug or silenced by those around them. When individuals are allowed to claim their emotions, they start to build resilience. They learn that feelings are not weaknesses, but essential parts of their human experience. This ownership is a radical act because society often teaches us to suppress uncomfortable emotions like sadness, anger, or fear. When you give someone the space to express these feelings authentically, you are telling them that their truth matters above all else. You break the cycle of emotional repression that leads to confusion, anxiety, and disconnection from oneself. When feelings are acknowledged and owned, people stop searching for external validation to confirm their emotional reality. They no longer feel the desperate need to prove or explain why they feel a certain way. This shift leads to a powerful internal freedom because emotional ownership grounds individuals in their own experience rather than in others' perceptions or judgment. It cultivates a deep, unwavering sense of self that is not dependent on approval or acceptance. Owning feelings transforms vulnerability into strength and chaos into clarity. To truly let someone own their feelings, you must resist the temptation to fix, solve, or diminish. The instinct to offer advice or reassure often stems from discomfort with raw emotion, but it can unintentionally communicate that the feelings are wrong or excessive. Instead, practicing radical listening means holding space without interruption, without offering solutions, and without judgment. It means sitting quietly with another person's pain, confusion, or joy and affirming, through your presence alone, that it is okay to feel exactly what they're feeling. This act of witness is healing in itself. Encouraging emotional ownership also means challenging the societal norms that teach emotional suppression. It means reminding people that emotions are natural, necessary, and worthy of respect. By doing so, you create a culture where honesty and emotional literacy thrive. When feelings are owned, people engage more honestly with themselves and others, building deeper connections and fostering genuine understanding. This culture shifts relationships from transactional exchanges to soulful interactions rooted in empathy and authenticity. When individuals claim their emotions, they also reclaim their power. Emotions often feel overwhelming, like waves crashing unpredictably. But owning them is learning to surf those waves instead of being swept away. This mastery does not mean controlling or suppressing feelings. It means recognizing them, naming them, and choosing how to respond rather than react. This subtle but profound distinction is the gateway to emotional intelligence, self-compassion, and personal growth. Ownership of feelings also dismantles toxic shame. Shame thrives in secrecy and silence, feeding off the belief that emotions like grief, anger, or jealousy are flaws to hide. When feelings are openly claimed and expressed, shame loses its grip. The individual realizes that their emotions do not define their worth. They are simply human. This realization sparks healing on a deep level, freeing people from cycles of self-criticism and guilt that paralyze their emotional expression. Letting people own their feelings cultivates courage. It takes bravery to sit with uncomfortable emotions and to express them without apology. This courage inspires others to do the same, creating ripples of authenticity that spread through communities. Emotional ownership invites a collective transformation where emotional honesty becomes a norm rather than an exception. It fosters environments where people feel safe to be imperfect, real, and deeply felt. When emotions are honored rather than silenced, creativity blossoms. Feelings fuel imagination, passion, and innovation. Suppression dulls the spirit, but ownership ignites it. People who are in tune with their emotions tap into a richer, more vibrant inner life. They connect to their purpose and their truth, unleashing potential that remains hidden beneath layers of denial and fear. The simple act of letting someone feel fully can unlock a wellspring of energy and inspiration, This process also nurtures empathy. When people are trusted to own their feelings, they become more compassionate toward themselves and, by extension, others. They learn that emotions are universal languages that connect rather than divide. The willingness to acknowledge and honor one's own feelings opens the door to understanding the feelings of others. Emotional ownership creates bridges, not walls. When feelings are owned, healing accelerates. Painful emotions, when avoided or denied, fester and grow more complicated. But when faced head-on, they begin to dissolve. The acceptance of feelings allows the natural process of release and integration to unfold. This acceptance is the first step toward transformation and renewal. It empowers individuals to move through pain with grace, rather than being trapped by it. Allowing someone to own their feelings honors their humanity at the highest level. It acknowledges that their inner world is valid and worthy of respect, no matter how messy or difficult it may seem. This act of respect fosters trust, deepens intimacy, and builds unshakable bonds. It reminds us that to be human is to feel deeply, and to feel deeply is to live fully. Owning feelings is the foundation of emotional sovereignty. It is a declaration that no one else controls your inner experience but you. This declaration is revolutionary in a world that often tries to dictate how we should feel, behave, or express ourselves. When people claim this sovereignty, they reclaim their freedom, their authenticity, and their power to shape their lives on their own terms. In the end, letting someone own their feelings is a profound gift, a gift that allows true healing, growth, and transformation to take root. It is the beginning of a journey towards self-love, acceptance, and radical honesty. It is the seed from which all authentic connection and inner peace. Showing someone what secure love looks like is not about grand declarations or fleeting moments of passion. It's about consistent actions rooted in trust and unwavering commitment. It's about being the calm in the storm, the steady hand when everything around feels chaotic. When you embody secure love, you become the safe place where vulnerability isn't feared but welcomed. You demonstrate that love isn't just words spoken softly, but a fortress built through respect, patience, and understanding. Secure love reveals itself in how you listen, not just waiting for your turn to speak, but truly hearing the unspoken fears, dreams, and needs. It is the refusal to use silence as a weapon and the commitment to speak honestly, even when it's hard. You don't shy away from discomfort. You lean into it because growth happens there. Secure love means holding space for your partner's imperfections without judgment and embracing them as part of the unique mosaic that makes them whole. It's showing up day after day, not because it's convenient, but because it's essential. It's answering the call when they need you, even if it means sacrificing your own comfort. Secure love doesn't keep score or make love conditional on perfect behavior. It thrives in grace, forgiveness, and the relentless belief that people can change and grow. It is the courage to admit your own mistakes and the humility to ask for forgiveness, showing that love is bigger than pride. You model secure love by honoring boundaries, recognizing that love flourishes when both people feel safe and respected. You don't manipulate or coerce. Instead, you empower and uplift. Secure love is patient in the face of doubt and fear, gently reassuring without smothering. It lets space for independence while staying connected, weaving freedom and closeness into a delicate balance. You demonstrate secure love by celebrating your partner's victories with genuine joy and holding them tenderly through their defeats without judgment or impatience. It means standing beside them, not in front or behind, walking the path as equals. Secure love is a refuge from the noise of the world, a place where authenticity is nurtured and masks are unnecessary. It shows itself in the way you protect trust, treating it as sacred and fragile. Secure love does not betray confidence or use vulnerabilities as weapons. It fosters transparency where fears and hopes are shared openly, knowing that openness deepens connection rather than weakens it. It is the steady presence that says, I'm here for you, not just in words, but in countless, quiet, consistent moments. Secure love refuses to be defined by past wounds or mistakes. It carries a forward momentum that refuses to be trapped by history, choosing instead to rewrite the narrative with kindness and hope. It encourages healing and growth, inviting both partners to evolve together rather than holding each other back. This kind of love radiates strength, not through dominance, but through gentleness and respect. It demands self-awareness, a willingness to explore your own shadows and insecurities so that you don't project fears or doubts onto the other. Secure love takes responsibility for your own happiness without expecting your partner to fill a void. It recognizes that true connection is built on two whole people choosing each other, not two halves trying to become one. You show secure love when you protect your partner's dreams as fiercely as your own, understanding that supporting their aspirations strengthens the bond between. It is a love that encourages freedom, not confinement, knowing that the truest connection allows space for growth without fear of abandonment. Secure love is trust without chains. It is seen in the way you manage conflict, not with blame or anger, but with curiosity and compassion. Secure love listens to understand rather than to reply, seeking solutions that honor both hearts. It resists the temptation to escalate and instead chooses reconciliation. It is the commitment to work through difficulties as partners, not adversaries. You display secure love by remembering the small things, the texts that check in, the touch that reassures, the shared laughter that lightens heavy days. It's in the consistency of kindness, the absence of cruelty or neglect. Secure love creates a rhythm of connection, a dance that balances effort and ease, presence, and space. It means choosing your partner every day, even when the initial rush of romance fades and real life settles in with its challenges. Secure love is a decision as much as it is a feeling, a commitment that persists through routine and fatigue, through joy and sorrow alike. It anchors both hearts in a safe harbor when the world outside feels uncertain. You show secure love by honoring the sacredness of your shared journey, valuing loyalty without possession. It means loving freely without needing to control, trusting deeply without fearing loss. Secure love nurtures a garden where both souls can bloom, rooted in respect and watered with understanding. It expresses itself in laughter shared during ordinary moments, in empathy extended during hardships, and support offered without hesitation. Secure love listens to the heartbeats behind the words and meets the eyes with unwavering presence. It is the quiet strength that holds space for healing, growth, and deep connection. This kind of love is not fragile or fleeting. It is durable and resilient, bending but never breaking under pressure. Secure love embraces the full spectrum of human experience, welcoming joy and sorrow, certainty and doubt with equal grace. It is the enduring flame that warms and lights the way, even in the darkest nights. To show someone what secure love looks like is to be the embodiment of safety, trust, and unwavering commitment in every interaction, every gesture, and every choice. It is the legacy of love that transforms pain into healing and fear into. It is the profound gift of presence, the silent promise that no matter what, you will be there, tight, fast, reliable, and deeply true. Knowing when to walk away is one of the hardest truths you will ever face, but it's also one of the most courageous acts of self-respect you can practice. You can give everything you have, show up in ways no one else will, and still realize that love alone isn't always enough to hold a connection together. Sometimes the hardest choice is not holding on tighter, but loosening your grip and trusting that letting go is the ultimate form of love for both you and the other person. There is a sacred power in recognizing when your heart has done all it can, when your patience has stretched beyond limits, and your kindness has not been met with reciprocity. It is not weakness to admit that the space between you has grown too wide, that the walls they have built around themselves have become impenetrable, even to your most sincere efforts. Walking away is not surrender. It is honoring your own soul's needs and refusing to settle for crumbs when you deserve a feast of love and respect. When you keep sacrificing your emotional well-being for someone who is not ready to meet you halfway, you teach yourself a painful lesson about compromise that becomes self-neglect. You tell yourself that their inability to show up fully is a reflection of your worth, but it never is. It's simply a sign they are not in the same place, not on the same journey, and not prepared to walk beside you in trust and vulnerability. Choosing to walk away means refusing to let yourself be defined by rejection or abandonment. It means reclaiming your story, rewriting your narrative from one of longing and disappointment to one of strength and liberation. It means understanding that your value is not diminished because someone else cannot see it, hold it, or cherish it. Your heart is a gift, and not everyone is ready to receive it. But that doesn't make it any less precious. Every moment spent clinging to someone who consistently retreats chips away at your confidence and steals your joy. It teaches you to silence your needs, hide your feelings, and diminish your light to avoid scaring them away. But love, real love, does not demand you dim your brilliance. Love invites you to shine boldly and unapologetically, while also respecting the rhythm of connection. Recognizing when to step back is a radical act of self-love because it frees you from the exhausting cycle of hoping for change that might never come. It allows space for healing, growth, and the possibility of meeting someone who meets you fully and without hesitation. It gives you permission to prioritize your happiness and mental health over the fear of loneliness or the comfort of familiarity. Walking away is not about giving up on love. It is about giving up on what is not healthy, what is not safe, and what does not nurture your soul. It is the conscious choice to protect your heart from unnecessary pain, to honor your emotional boundaries, and to create room for the kind of love that is reciprocal, secure, and nourishing. You do not owe anyone your endless patience or forgiveness when their actions consistently contradict their words. You do not owe your energy to someone who withdraws every time the relationship asks for depth. You owe it to yourself to break free from the emotional roller coaster that leaves you feeling depleted, anxious, and unseen. The moment you decide to walk away is the moment you reclaim your power. It is the moment you say, I deserve more. It is the moment you acknowledge that love is not a battle to be won or a puzzle to be solved. It is a dance of mutual respect, trust, and emotional availability. And if that dance is not possible with someone, it's not a failure. It's a blessing in disguise. You are worthy of love that is steady, consistent, and uplifting. You are worthy of someone who meets you with open arms, open heart, and open mind. You are worthy of a love that feels like home, not a battlefield. You must never let anyone make you feel otherwise. Walking away can feel like losing a part of yourself, but in truth, it is the moment you start to find yourself again. It's the act of reclaiming your dreams, your peace, and your sense of self-worth. It's choosing to trust that the right love will come when you are brave enough to close the door on what no longer serves you. Never mistake walking away for weakness or failure. It is the ultimate declaration that your happiness matters, that your heart matters, that your life is too valuable to waste on someone who cannot or will not show up for you. The pain of walking away is real, but it's the pain that precedes healing. It's the pain that cleanses the wounds of unrequited love, clears the fog of uncertainty, and opens the door to new possibilities. The strength to walk away comes from a place of deep self-respect and clarity, that you will not settle for less than the love you deserve. When someone consistently makes you feel unsafe, unimportant, or invisible, choosing to leave is not a betrayal. It is an act of radical self-care and self-preservation. You are the author of your story. When the chapter of an avoidant love closes, it is your courage that turns the page. And on the next page, you write a love story that honors your worth, your dreams, and your heart's deepest desires. Never stay because you fear being alone. Stay only when you are celebrated, respected, and cherished. The moment you embrace this truth, you become unstoppable. The moment you walk away, you open yourself to a future where love is a refuge, not a battle.